Elena Brooks first saw him beneath a broken streetlight at 3:17 in the morning. She was walking home after a hospital shift when a thin man stepped from an alley and began to dance. Not well, not happily. His arms swung too far behind him. His knees bent at impossible angles. His polished shoes struck the pavement in an uneven rhythm. Tap, tap, tap. Then he lifted his face. His smile was too wide. Elena crossed the road. The man folded sideways at the waist and followed. She told herself he was drunk, unstable, or trying to frighten her. She changed direction twice. Each time he stopped beneath the next streetlight ahead of her without ever passing. He tilted his head and stared without blinking. Elena entered an all-night convenience store and asked the clerk to call the police. The clerk looked through the front window. There's nobody there. The smiling man stood inches from the glass. Security footage showed Elena backing away from an empty pavement. The clerk locked the doors. The tapping moved around the building. Front window, side wall, roof. Then it stopped. Elena looked through the glass. The man was copying her posture. When she raised one hand, he raised his first. When she stepped left, he moved before she did. Not at the same time. Several seconds earlier. She looked toward the back exit, but imagined herself running through the front door. The man sprinted toward the front before she moved. He was not reading her body. He was following the decision before she made it. Elena called a taxi and told the driver to wait behind the store. She focused on the front door, pictured herself running into the street, then stepped backward through the storage room and into the taxi. For the first time, the smiling man reacted too late. The driver accelerated. Elena looked back. The pavement was empty. Then she glanced into the rearview mirror. The smiling man was sitting beside her. She turned. The seat was empty. In the mirror, he leaned closer. The driver asked why she was staring at the glass. Elena told him to drive to the nearest police station instead of her home. The driver nodded, but the navigation screen displayed Elena's address. Every turn took them closer to it. She reached for the door handle. The driver smiled. In the mirror, his reflection did not. Elena jumped from the slowing taxi and ran. Tap, tap, tap. The sound followed through empty streets, but now it came from several directions. At each intersection, strangers stood beneath streetlights, smiling, before she looked at them. Elena reached the police station at sunrise. Officers found her bleeding and exhausted. They reviewed traffic cameras. Every recording showed Elena running alone. In a single frame, taken outside the convenience store, a tall, blurred figure stood behind her. Its face was turned away from the camera. Its shadow was smiling. For weeks, Elena refused to walk after dark. Then she began noticing something worse. People in crowds smiled a moment before she turned toward them. A child on a bus, a nurse at work, a stranger across a restaurant. The smile always disappeared when she looked directly at it. One night, Elena woke to the familiar rhythm in the apartment above her. Tap, tap, tap. She lived on the top floor. The sound crossed the ceiling, moved down the wall, and stopped outside her bedroom. Her own voice whispered from the hallway, "I know what you'll do next." The bedroom door began to open.